Now, if you've been playing any type of tabletop game, you may have come across a certain scenario. And that scenario being that some of your dice behave very well, the good crowd. And then, like, one of your die just decides that you need to take all the damage and fail every charisma check and just make your life really unbearable. Like this guy. So I decided, hey, you know what? He needs to be taught a lesson today. Look at it just sitting there pretending it's all harmless. It's even flaunting the one right in front of you. If you want to put this dice in jail and see more dice put in jail, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and kick this off to Design Me, and we'll take a look at it, and then we'll come back and see the finished product. Alrighty guys, let's get started with this project. And remember, if you don't like exactly what I'm doing, you can change it according to your tastes. So the first thing we're going to want to do is hit save and label your project. Assemble new components, so that way you have your own separate component to start with, and we're just going to name it jar. Then we're just going to start with a sketch. We'll put it on the bottom, and it's going to be a circle. We'll do about 40 millimeters, and that's going to be the stage for the dice jail. Then we're going to do a 60 millimeter circle, and that's going to be the outer circle of the dice jail. So yeah, these are pretty easy. It's all just circles. Another circle, and we'll do the bars. I'm going to start with 6 bars, but I'll eventually probably end with 8. And you just want to make sure that's tangent to each side of the circle, so both the stage and the outer circle. And what we're going to do now is pattern it. And to do that, we're going to go to Create Circular Pattern. Now you can do it 2 ways. You can circular pattern in the sketch, or you can circular pattern as a body. And I'll do it in the sketch here, but then I'll change it over to the body later on so you can see both ways. So for now, I'll put 8. And this is what I end up going with originally, but I'll do it 6 with the body. And you just highlight everything. You hit E for extrude and just bring that up 3 millimeters. Go to your sketch, and you can rename your sketch. You should rename your sketches, and I'll just make it a base sketch. So what we're going to do now is our stage. So you just highlight the middle, press E to extrude, start to object, click on the top of your 3 millimeter circle, create another 3 millimeter circle, and there you go. You got a nice little stage. We're going to do the bars, so just highlight all of the bars. Same thing, E to extrude. Start with your object, the top of our outside circle, and we'll probably end somewhere around 80 millimeters, and that'll get you some nice height. You just make sure everything looks right, hit join. There we go. We're getting a pretty good look so far. And now what you're going to see here is me getting rid of the circular pattern. So you just edit your sketch, get rid of the circular pattern, go to Create Circular Pattern, and you just select Features, get your pole, select your axes, which is going to be your middle axes of the circle, and you just select how many you want. And I go with 6 here, but again, I end with 8. Next up, we're going to do the top, so get all of your outer circle, start object, the top of the pole, and we're going to do that about 5 millimeters, and that'll give us just enough bite for the threads where you're not turning it over and over again. Alrighty, let's start the lid. So we're going to just get everything from the bottom sketch, and then we're just going to, same thing, extrude, object, top of our most recent object, and then you're going to want to hit new body under operation instead of join. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a third body. And I see that I somehow created a second body when I was not paying attention. So we'll go ahead and join those a little bit later. For now, I'm just going to power through it. So you grab your middle sketch and you're going to attach that to the lid of your third body. And we're going to bring that down about -5 millimeters. And that's going to be the male part of our screw. So let's actually start making our screw. So first we're just going to get the lid. We're going to go over the center. And we're going to go to Create Thread once I find it. And you're going to make sure Modeled is checked. And you just go over your settings, see if there's any kind of different threads you want, and you have to put remember size. Check that box as well. Go to your female part of your thread, same thing, create thread, and then everything should be the same because you hit remember size. So now we are going to adjust our male thread so that way it fits a little bit better, a little bit nicer. Get your top and bottom of your thread, hit Q to offset face, and you're just going to offset by -0.2 millimeters. Then grab the side of your thread, the very edge of it, and you're going to fillet that by 0.3 millimeters. And that'll give it a nice rounded edge, and it'll help it print a little bit better. It'll help it fit a little bit nicer in your actual screw. You can just take a look around, make sure everything looks good. It's always good to look at your models, makes you feel good. Alright, well let's go ahead and combine those accidental split bodies. So you just hold shift, select both your bodies, go to modify, combine, and they will just merge into one body. So now we have two separate bodies, our lid and our cage. Now we just want to make sure everything lines up, so go to inspect section analysis. You can see it doesn't exactly line up, so I tried to rotate it before, but I'll just show you for the camera. You want to go to move and copy, and you want to select your pivot point as the center of your lid, and you make sure to hit that green check mark or it won't select the pivot point like I don't all the time. Rotate your lid slightly, do your section analysis again off of the plane, and there we go. It looks snug. As long as they're not touching, you're good. And you really want to make sure they're not touching, because they might look like they're not sometimes, but they are, so just like really double check that and be completely paranoid with it. Get out of section analysis, just drag it away, because I'm not sure if there's a way to get rid of it. I still haven't figured that out. So now we're just going to fillet the top of the lid just to give it that nice little bird cagey roundness, and we're going to add the ring at the top. So we're going to create a sketch on one of our Z planes, and you'll see me use a circle here, and that's actually probably a better way to do this in hindsight, but I kind of abandoned it thinking it wasn't going to work out, and yeah, it totally would have worked out better than what I had. So if you want to do that, just do what I'm about to do, but with a circle sketch instead. So to do it the way that I did it, you go to create, project, and we're going to project the top of the circle. Create an arc on the top of the circle, and it's going to give us that little like bird cagey handle. And we're going to just make sure to dimension it equally on both sides. And there you can see the dimensions. So we'll just make it 7 millimeters from each side of the circle. And now we're going to create an offset plane, and we're going to create it along a path. So you have to go to construct, plane along path, and that's going to create this construction plane along the path of your arc. And you can see it's not completely flat. So if you used an actual circle, I'm pretty sure it will be flat. So we're going to make a sketch, and we're just going to make a circle, and it's going to start out at 3 millimeters, but we're eventually going to get bigger because it's not going to look 100% great. And so we'll go to create sweep. And so sweep is going to use your geometry and just sweep it along a path. So our circle along the arc becomes a handle. And you can see here that I changed the diameter of the circle just to be a little bit girthier, just make it a little beefy. So I changed that from 3 millimeters to 7 millimeters, and you can see it makes a massive difference. And then to fix that angle problem, you can do it a bunch of ways. I just did it quick and dirty. So the way you can do that is just highlight each of your faces. And I had to do this twice for some reason, but it'll work out. Highlight each of your faces. And then extrude and to object and select the top of your top lid. And then it'll create an extension from each face. And you can see it creates a little sliver right there. I thought it should do it for both, but I guess not, so you just have to do it twice. But again, this probably won't happen if you just do it a full circle sketch. But hey, you know, mistakes are fun sometimes, so you can learn something. And there we go, one fully modeled birdcage dice jail. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to IRL me, and we can see how it jails dice. And here is our final product. A nice 8-bar dice jail. I did end up going with 8 bars at the end. Nice thicker ring. And it has a screw top. Pretty easy to get on and off. Pretty solid. So let's put our lovely dice right there. Right in jail. Where he belongs. And there we go, one die in jail where it belongs. So if you like this content, please make sure to like and subscribe. Throw a comment down there. Tell me about projects you've been working on, or maybe projects you want to start. I'd love to hear from you. But I think that'll do it for today's video, so thanks for hanging out with me. See you later.